Tokyo Game Show recently had a Japanese livestream for Wuthering Waves. Between the stream itself and TGS promotional material, we got a lot of information about character redesigns, how the game is looking now, and even a new trailer. We first had a little summary of the state of the world, followed by a small demonstration featuring Male Rover, one of the two possible protagonists of Wuthering Waves. The environment is looking so good in the game. You can tell things have been brightened up a bit since the first closed beta, which is one of the main criticisms people had about the environment. It was just a little bit too dull for everyone's liking. They managed to retain the charm of the post-apocalyptic setting without making it feel too cutesy and too bright. There was then a little bit of a demonstration about the Echo system, which is basically Pokemon. You go around, you catch your little monsters, except unlike Pokemon, you use them as equipment and you farm them for their stats. You want to be strong, you get good Echoes. There were definite flaws in the system for the first closed beta, but defeating Echoes in order to get a chance of obtaining them was really exciting. It felt good whenever you saw that little orange projection left behind and you could slurp them up. We then got to see the area at the very start of the game where you begin from the perspective of Female Rover. It just looks so much better now. It looks so much more approachable. I really enjoyed exploring the world in the first closed beta, and now I think I'm going to enjoy it even more because even back then, I thought it was really pretty. Interestingly, Female Rover in this footage still has her white undershirt, which I was sure they were going to remove, even though they added it at some point, because the cosplayers at Gamescom and a previous event weren't wearing a white undershirt like that. Then they showed off the trailer showcasing how the world looks now compared to the closed beta, and it is gorgeous. They've really worked on the lighting effects. We've got weather now that didn't exist before. Everything looks so beautiful in day and night. Suffice to say, Kuro's been cooking. It's great to know that they're proud enough of their environments that they're eager to show them off all on their own. Then, excitingly, we got a reveal of Yangyang. Her design has been tweaked again. We already had a pretty good idea this was going to be happening because there were some chibis from an old event that showcased this new design where she's got no bandages and she's got a skirt instead of shorts. But this is the first time we've properly seen it in game and also in the artwork, because until now they've been showing off Yangyang with the bandages. Up until the TGS artwork, which I'll go into in a bit. In my opinion, the bandages always looked kinda bad, so I'm really glad they removed them. She looks a lot more put together now, and even though I almost always prefer shorts or pants designs, I feel that the skirt suits her because it makes her outfit look more like a dress, which kind of suits how elegant it looks. I also just wasn't a huge fan of the way the shorts were designed, so this definitely feels more like a final design than a prototype design, and I'm really excited about her. She looks good. My biggest fear that came with the skirt was potential upskirts, but it doesn't seem to be noticeable in the trailer, so fingers crossed. Her tights are a lot more brown and shiny and nylon than they used to be, so shiny tights fans are gonna be happy with this, I guess. Yangyang is your companion character in Wuthering Waves. The Paimon of Wuthering Waves, if you will.
Something you need?
So it's important that she looks generally appealing and doesn't have any weird design features that might be distracting to people. I'm pretty sure they also made her bustier again, but because she doesn't have the huge giant head and the teeny tiny body she used to have in the technical test, it honestly looks fine. She looks proportionate. I'm seriously so glad they toned down those weird proportions from before and made things a little bit more realistic. They later showed off the Aalto PV in Japanese, but unlike Yangyang, his design hasn't changed at all, really. He looks better, but he's still Aalto. In addition to the trailer, we got to see his updated model in-game. He's still very similar to before, but man, I love the way he twirls and his little cape twirls along with him. It looks so good. He loves spinning. He spins his guns, he spins himself. He's got places to be. Then they showed off a trailer of Encore, who hasn't changed much except for her name. She used to be called Anka. From my understanding, Encore is pretty much how it was pronounced in Chinese anyway, so following the musical theme of the game, it makes sense that they would have changed it like this. Her gameplay seems to be the same as well, hopefully with some adjustments, because honestly, for a 5-star character, she wasn't one of my favorites. I gotta say, I didn't really enjoy playing her that much in the closed beta test. What is of course still great about her are her little ram horns that she gets when she uses her resonance liberation and goes into this berserk mode. Then we got an updated look at a Crownless cutscene as well as some gameplay. Crownless is the first boss you fight in the game, and also a boss you can refight later. And it's just extremely cool. Crownless has the cool factor. The fight also felt like one of the best fights in the closed beta test, so hopefully the rest of them can get on that level. You can tell Kuro really loves the Crownless, which is exactly why they built this huge statue, which they even showed a little making of video. I've always wondered, what do they do with these huge displays after the events are over? Like, I'm assuming this one was at Tokyo Game Show or something, but what do they do afterwards? Do they give it away? Do they throw it in the trash? Do they bring it back somewhere even though it would cost loads to disassemble again? They showed off Scar again. He's an early-ish boss in the game, but he was late in terms of the amount of story that was in the CVT. He was one of the final bosses. You can tell they put a lot of interesting thought into that fight. I still don't know how to feel about this poor man's outfit, but hey, we got some cool artwork of him. I mean, look, he's even smart enough to Velcro his pants so that he can go to the bathroom. King. There was a segment where the voice actors all got to play a bit of the game, but unfortunately they were still playing on the first closed beta test build, so there was nothing new there. This brings us to the TGC promotional artwork.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, Kaiba.
Chixia on the right seems mostly unchanged, though it seems that she has some yellow streaks of hair intertwined in her braid now. But otherwise, she seems pretty much the same, which is probably a good thing considering she already had a huge overhaul before, where she used to look like this. But Yangyang and Bailian here look pretty different. We've already talked about Yangyang and how she's changed, but Bailian was not featured in this live stream at all, and she seems to have gone through some dramatic changes to her design. In the tech test, she began with black hair and then graduated to green with a lighter green streak, and now she has lost some of that green in her hair again. She's lost that weird, impossible braid in her bangs that she had. Her shorts are no more, and instead she is wearing an elegant, if a little short dress. She's got more flowers in her design now, and gloves, and a completely pointless thigh strap. From this sticker, we can even see that one of her ears is no longer covered up. And one of the most drastic changes, perhaps, is that her eyes have completely changed color from purple to green. I am so excited to see her full model. In the first closed beta, she was a very elegant yet stoic character, but she was also kind of an archaeologist type, which is why that design with the shorts felt like they made some amount of sense, but the design itself just wasn't very good. I think I'm okay with her current redesign, depending on how it looks in-game, in particular if they keep her nice, practical boots. Kuro Games has been pushing a lot of promotional material for Wuthering Waves lately, and if you want to learn about Sanhua's terrifying vision, you'll have to watch this video, which goes into detail about her tragic backstory.